Hi, Mama.
Hi, Belle.
You guys, welcome to The Time Is Now. I have my girl, the beautiful Nichole Lynel, with us today. She is getting ready to bring all the tea. She is an amazing fashion designer. We're going to get all into the fashions. She is an author, a boss babe. Everything. She's everything to me, y'all. It's National Girlfriends Day. So we're going to have a lot of fun and also give up all the tea. And she's already ready. You guys, welcome Nicole in. Hi, baby.
Hi, Belle. How are you?
I'm so good. I'm so glad that we're done with July. I'm so ready for August and for a new month and for like new atmosphere and new intentions and new just everything. New booze.
Girl, cheers to that.
Right? Absolutely. So let's just dive right in. Y'all, I'm telling you right now, get tissues, pen and paper, um, recordings, and a beverage, because we're gonna take y'all on a ride. My boo, what drives your womanhood? What drives your womanhood?
Um, I would say other beautiful women like you. Like, I just love putting things together and putting it out into the world. And I love being a woman. Like, I'm feminine, I'm delicate, I'm fierce, but I'm also one whole beast in my business. And there is
Period.
nothing like being a woman. Like, there's just nothing like it. We bring the men to their knees. Like, we're just everything.
Absolutely. And I love that because, when this quarantine hit, girl, me and you, we always talk back and forth DM. I was like, okay, wait a minute. I was working on all of these things. I was supposed to be going to the next level in my like career and in my business and my brand. And it just like wiped us out, right? And so the people who we are, I was like, I'm starting something. I'm going to start this talk show series with all of
Yes.
my girlfriends, diverse women, bringing us together just to talk about real stuff. And so, just like you, I feel like when I'm given lemonades, I make like a pink frosty lemonade, and you like
Yes.
take it to the next level. I'm making pink frosty, and you are doing the whole business storefront warehouse in LA. You making lemons.
Oh, girl, you have to.
It's crazy. We have to continue to keep going because everywhere you turn, something's trying to knock you down. Do you agree with that, or what's up?
Uh, yes, I said I need a show called It's Always Something because every day of my life there is always something. I know something's up if everything is just rolling smooth and lovely and there's no issues. I legit have a roadblock every single day. I don't even like go as crazy anymore. I just laugh and I know it's always something.
Like I could like finish with one meeting and walk into the next, and then hit a family crisis, and then have something I have to prepare for, and then bounce back, fix the family, and then go through a breakup, and then get a flat tire, and then
It's
cry.
like,
Like,
what else?
what else? I'm like, sometimes I'm looking at like, what else is God gonna really put on me? That saying like He only gives us so much that we can carry. But sometimes I'm like, you know what, Lord, I got enough. I'm gonna tap out. Okay, I want to tap absolutely out because it could just be too much.
Too much. It's like, but I mean, what would life be? I was talking to my photographer, who's like my therapist, and he said that he saw an episode of The Twilight Zone where everything was perfect, everything was all right, everything went exactly the way that you wanted to, and that would really be hell because you would have no excitement.
Right? And I think it's also that fact. You know how when like at the end of a long day, what does a day look like for you, first of all? Because I'm like, do you ever sleep, girl? And you're always doing a photo shoot, always watching something. Walk me through a day in the life of Nichole Lynel. Are you there, boo? Did you just get frozen on me?
like a second, but I think
Okay.
we're back.
Baby, did you hear what I just said? I know.
You
Okay, I think it's from the
said
back.
no.
Walk me through, yes. Walk me through a day in the life of your life, babe. What do you do from like top of the morning to the end of the day?
Oh my gosh. So I
Right?
wake up at like crack of dawn, 5 a.m. The first thing I do is talk to God. Then I talk to myself. I don't know if any other entrepreneurs are on here, but I don't know what level you're at in the game, but you start talking to yourself.
Right.
So I go over what my goals are, and I like to say numbers out loud. I say what I want. I try to listen and hear what God wants me to do, and I hit the
Yes,
ground
yes.
running. I'm on a new program. I have a shake in the morning, which is so boring. And I have barely coffee, no sugar. Ugh. And
Girl.
then I write kind of down those goals again because I like to say them out loud. I like to visually see them. And then I get ready. I head to my office. I'm at my office at around 8, 8:30, and I'm mapping out how can I get the hottest stuff for my girls today
Right.
before
Right.
anyone else because I
Yeah.
need to find it, shoot it, and put it on my website and make the money off of it before anybody else wakes up and touches the ground. And then I do that all day. I shoot with Brian normally. I collapse for lunch. And then I have another shake or energy drink. And I go back for it again. And I send an email blast. I do my marketing. And then I come home and collapse and I'm delirious. And I wake up somehow and I do it all over again, but I would not change it for the world because, baby, those 2 weeks when I had to sit in this house and not work, that was like torture. So
Right.
I'm going hard every day like it's my last, and I'm never going to take for granted that I get to do what I love.
And that's it. I think getting to do what you love. When I look at your page, you said, I think that's the great part about like our little tribe that we have here in LA and just across like, the nation. It's like when I see you like giving content to the girls, like giving out, I'm like, let me post a picture today because you're so consistent. And I just want to know like what drives that. I know you have like this, like, I think there's two women who work as hard as you, Beyonce and you, because y'all just be silently moving. And I'm like, where does your inspiration come from? Because we're women and we get down and it's hard. Like, how do you keep going?
So, in my 20s, when I was crazy and when I was turning 30, I said this prayer that I just never wanted to be in the position to like have to deal with things I don't want to deal with to make money or to be happy. And I really
Yeah.
told God that if he would give me that chance, that I wouldn't take it for granted. I would move my feet every day. So I feel like that's really where it comes from. First, the girl had a whole life. In my 20s, I lived, I relaxed, I traveled, I did all the fun
Right.
things. So I know what is possible. And then once I have an addiction, and that is to completing things in execution. And once I got a taste of that, it's like a
Mm,
high. Like I
yeah.
really know, and I really want this for especially Black women to believe that you can have anything. All those things that you dream of, all those pins on your Pinterest board, it's
Yeah.
real and it's out here. And I've never been the girl who, nobody came to save me. I was waiting at the top of the mountain, like, hello, like,
Anybody?
someone,
Hello? Hello? I'm here. And I just
hello.
put this. And are you
No,
gonna come?
I'm not the girl who gets to be saved. Like, I'm just not that girl. I have to work. And I used to have the why me's. Like, I used to think,
Yeah.
like, why can't it just be easier for me? I was
Yeah.
just talking to, our good sister, Melissa, and we were
Yeah.
just talking about, like, why does it always have to be so hard? And it's like, no, because I'm capable. Like, I am
Yeah.
a warrior. And we all know who God gives his biggest battles to. And I have to go for it because if I don't, then what? Like, it's the vision. That's what it is. It's the master vision. And I know
Yeah.
that that vision was on my heart for a reason. And I don't want to ever say I didn't do what I was supposed to do because I know what it looks like not to have or to lose everything. And I just don't want to go back there. And I can't ask for something if I'm not putting the work in.
Right. It's we owe it to ourselves. And it's, I think like for me, my drive, I am like standing on my grandmother's shoulders, right? And my nana raised me. She passed away in 2011. And it's like,
I'm sorry.
I have to be a beast in everything I do for her because she sacrificed so much raising me to be this woman, to own who I was, that I would be doing her a disservice. Like she would be rolling over in her grave if I was somewhere in a corner just laid out. Now, I go to the corner sometime and I cry, and then I bring myself back, you know? I bring myself back because you're right. It's that vision. And everybody doesn't have that vision. Because when I see your stuff, I'm like the big payback and the big screens and the models coming down. You guys, she did an amazing, incredible fashion show. And it was next levels. Like, I'm an event planner, so y'all know that she had different rooms and atmosphere. Like, everything you do is such a top-notch next level. And it's because of the vision.
Friend. Thank
baby,
you.
I'm telling you. I was like, even, like, you know, I don't know if you guys, most of you know, you guys are here, follow her. Just this week, you had a shoot, and I was like, yo, like you just took it to the like, glam Hollywood 1950s.
I can't wait to share that with you guys. And that's what the vision is too. Like, I grew up seeing amazing, beautiful, smart, intelligent, hardworking Black women. And I feel like now more than ever, that's not really marketed to us as much, like that classic beauty. And I want women to know that you can, you know, be sexy, and you don't have to just be nasty and raunchy. You can be sexy and feminine, and this is my art, is fashion, and I'm going to create whatever I see in my head, because we can get sidetracked. Like, we giving the real right now, friend. So we were talking in the DMs last night about things, and it was just like, at one point, I was chasing the wrong thing. Like, I was chasing the money, ding. I was chasing, you know, you want to get in this article, or you want this, or you want that. And I had to like put all that to the side and get back to what makes me happy, because I was crossing those things, off my list, and it wasn't really doing anything for me. Like,
Go. You guys, welcome to The Time Is Now while Nicole's grabbing her phone.
Okay.
Thank you.
So yeah, that wasn't doing any, you know, you think like, we all think, I'm going to be happy when I reach this number. I'm going to be happy when I get this place. I'm going to be happy when I get this car. And it was all empty. And I had to come back recently and think, what makes you happy? What are you really doing this for? Who are you really doing this for? And now I wake up with that purpose, and everything feels so much better.
And I think that we were just having a conversation last week with Nick, and we were talking about when you're just living on purpose, it doesn't matter. Like, when I started this, you know, talk series, me and the producer, we were working on pitching a show, and we were going to go into production. And then COVID happened, and I'm like, oh, there's my pitch. Like, oh, Oprah's not going to see me now, you know? And it's like the point of, right? I'm like, come on, Oprah, did you see me? No. But look, the point was, it doesn't matter who comes on and sees this. It doesn't matter if I have 36,000 impressions and 36 likes, because I'm living on purpose, and me bringing women together has brought me so much joy, has like led me to like even do my own self-reflection. Girl, daddy issues are coming up that I thought I had dealt with. And it's just that point of like, just walk on your purpose, and people are going to see it. People, I'm sure, like, you know, I see the girls like, they love you, they live for you. And I think that's where I get my love. Like, when people like come in the DMs or even tune into the show and just say that something that we've talked about has changed their lives, that's it for me. Like, that's it. Like, okay.
I love it. Yes.
You know, because we have to do it. We have to take care of ourselves, because I think there's this piece, and I think that we both share it. Like, you know, we have, you guys, both of us, we grew up with our moms who were on drugs, and just they couldn't be the best moms for us. Get the book, okay, so that you can get all into it. But I think there's a part of us, and tell me if this resonates with you, that I wanted to be liked. I wanted to be loved. Like, I saw it.
Girl.
I sold out.
I am anti the unbothered movement because I think that is one of the most toxic things. I was just talking with my makeup artist about how we have this thing in our culture where we think power is not having emotions. Power is acting unbothered and acting, no, you're very bothered, because every girl I know who ever says unbothered, it cries herself to sleep at night. So
Hello.
I feel like you have to deal with those emotions, and I deal with it every day. I was literally at Moscatel's this morning looking at picnic baskets, and I was like, wow, I wish that I could go on a glamorous picnic date like the photo I just took. And I was like, girl, what are you waiting for? Take yourself on the picnic date.
Yeah.
Like, have a moment. Like, don't let
Yeah.
that stop, like don't let anything stop you, circumstances, and especially coming from what like we come from. We always talk about
Yeah.
fatherless. People don't really talk about the one person in the world who's had you, who's supposed to love you more than anything, and you don't have that. And navigating life, I don't care how old you are, that hole is going to be there. And for me, my business is the one thing that I can control that filled up that hole, because that emptiness, I always chased it in other people. I thought, maybe if I did this, or I was this, or I was that, like this person will come and love me enough to fill that hole. And nothing ever,
Nothing ever fills it.
came. So I had to do that work on myself, and that's not at the brunch. That's not in the books that I was reading, and that's why I wrote my book, for people to know that no matter what has happened to you, you deserve your fairy tale.
You deserve a fairy tale. And what I love about it is that you just own that you want the fairy tale. Like, I am a glamour girl. I gave you a little shoulder today. I need it. I need flowers. I need diamonds. I need
I
sparkles.
need
I need it since a little
flowers.
girl. Listen, I've needed it since eating tuna helper in the house in third grade. Like, I always knew that I wanted this glam. What does your fashion fairy tale mean to you? Like, what is your fairy tale?
I mean, I'm almost there. I haven't got the dream house yet, but I've got the dream high rise. But I want my dream house, and I want to wear ball gowns to take my children to the grocery store. I want to tell Garcon to fetch the children and bring them to the garden room for tea. Like, I want the dream. Like, I want to twirl. And
Yeah,
that doesn't mean that I don't want to be a fierce businesswoman, but
yeah,
I just have always been chasing those Chanel paper dolls that I got at
yeah,
5. Like, I want the
yeah,
whole thing. And I feel like, especially for us, we don't have permission to be delicate and
yeah.
beautiful and dainty. Like, I want to get back to that. Like, I throw your coat over the puddle. Like, I want
Girl,
it to be
throw it,
whisked
and I'm
away.
gonna be like, oh, oh. And I'm gonna look around and go, okay, someone record this, and then I'm gonna tip my little glass slipper over it. Like, it's so real. And what I love about it, someone just said in the comments, Nicole, that vulnerability is powerful. You know, I think that COVID-19 and like everything that's happening with race, people are like, girl, wipe away all that. Give us the real. And what I love is you give the girls the real, but it's glam. And that's what I just love about you. I've seen you in, a design that you have created and in tears. And I just think that that is so authentic and so real.
Yeah, because it's real life. Like, we all have, more than ever, have seen we're so much more the same than we ever thought. Like, everybody
Girl.
is under pressure right now. Everyone has had to deal with emotions and really see them. There's no escape right now. Like, normally
Mm-mm.
I work myself to the bone during the week, but on the weekends I escape. I can go to the
Yeah.
spa. I can do whatever. I can go out. You can't do those things right now if you live in LA. And it's
Yeah.
going back into yourself, and there is nothing wrong with liking what you like. If you want to coupon it up and be frugal, do
Right.
you. But this over here wants fancy, and I want the upgrades. I want the presidential suite. I want first class. I want all the things. And that doesn't have to be bad or mean that I'm a bad person. I just like what I like.
Yeah.
Who doesn't want all the things? I want it all, and I'm going to get it.
All the things. And I think that, I think the idea of images keep coming up, especially as Black women, because oftentimes we looked at like we only can be one way. Like you only can be this way. You only can be that. And I love that we're our ancestors' wildest dreams. Imagination. I can be all things, whatever I can dream of, whatever I can see. Really quickly in your book, you said the game is free, but the hustle is sold separately. And I loved that piece, right? Because you're like, look, the game is free, but no one's gonna have your hustle. No one's gonna be able to be who you are in this grind and in this world. But let's tap into this piece about how, as a Black woman in your business, what racism have you faced? Like, how can you get distributors in
Girl,
China and different things? Like, what is that? Let's talk real talk about that.
first of all, I'm soft-spoken and nice. And when you're nice, people think you're dumb. That's number one. Also, when you're Black, like I'm in fashion. And but we about to get deep? No.
Let's go.
I'm in
Let's
fashion,
go.
so I don't come from a family who's been making fabrics in the mills for the past 300 years. I don't have the resources. So you face racism when you're showing up every day as yourself. Also, your vendors are going to charge you top dollar when you don't know. I've had times where I have went to see commercial spaces and they had told me that I wasn't the look that they were going for before they've seen a credit score, before they've seen that my dollars were green like everyone else's.
Right.
I've been, made to feel small. I've faced racism from others. I've also faced it from my own. Like, we
Yep.
have this mindset of I can be the only one,
Yep.
and that's created through racism. So usually there's only one Black girl allowed. So all
Right.
the Black
That
girls are
part.
kind of pit against each other and sizing each other up and deciding who's not worthy or who deserves what. So that's a whole other ball game. I've had to learn to stay to myself and move with excellence on what I believe. And that's like,
Yeah.
girl, we could be here all day about that topic.
Listen, and
But
people are here for it in the comments. Like, it's so true because I love that piece about there can only be one. In so many spaces, it was like, even in Hollywood, I talked to some of my Hollywood friends, and it's like, you know, for leading actresses, it was the one part, and it was the one Black girl. And my sister said, we all can eat. And that's just real. Like, you can have your company, someone else can have their company, and we can all support one another. But it goes back
yeah, I
to,
have a friend.
it don't be
They
like
don't
that.
really believe that. It sounds good, but they don't. They don't. We don't. As women, I really hope one day we'll have a deeper conversation and heal, because we love women who are beneath us the same or way above us. But my good sister right next to me, I don't want her to pass me.
Stop. I need to hear that one more time. Everybody, let's stamp that. One more time. Run that back.
So, yeah. No, okay, go. You could go. Go.
No. I want you to run that back right there. I want you to say we
Oh,
love women.
I said
I
we
want
don't.
you to
We
stamp
say
it.
it and it sounds good in a quote, but we really don't believe it. We love the girls cheering us on, and we can treat them like fans. We love the girl who's way above us, so we can jump in her comments and cheer her on. Who we don't know her at all. But my good sis right next to me, I don't actually want her to blossom and pass me up, because she might silently close the door behind me, and that will be a mirror as to what I lack. And we don't really like that as Black women. So we like to put people on a pedestal to pull the rug from beneath their feet. That's what we do.
Y'all, the live is over. The series is done. The time is now. She just wrapped it up. That's it. How do we stop this, Nicole? Like, what can we do? Because
you have to surround yourself with whole women. That's what I've found. Like, usually I am like a fixer, and I have, I have wanted to see the best in a situation when you have that little inkling, when no,
yeah.
leave that person where they're at. And you're like, no, I want to help. And sometimes it's not your job to be that person at that particular time. And also, I felt that way before too, where I've lacked, but it was a different energy. I remember a time when Melissa has always been a fierce businesswoman, and I wasn't that person yet. I was still figuring it out. I was still waitressing and I didn't have the lifestyle that I wanted yet, but I would go out with
Yeah.
her to these amazing events, and she would say her title, and this is my best friend. She would say her
Yeah.
title, and I would get a lump in my throat because I knew the next question was, what do you do? And I didn't want to say
Right.
that I'm about to be 30 and she's, but I didn't look at the back of her head and want to tear her
Yeah.
down or think,
Yeah.
who does she think she is?
Yeah.
I was like, wow, how can I put myself in that position? How can I get it together so that I don't ever have to feel like this? And that's a
Yeah.
conversation that we don't like to be vulnerable, and we don't like
No.
to talk to, and we don't like to say anything to our friends. We
No.
might I've had one of my other best friends is a fashion designer as well, who's absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
We're both doing it, and it's not like that. She pushes me, I push her, but there are times when I've had to take a step back and watch her blossom and cheer her on, and there's times where she's done it for me. But that's a very hard seat to sit in when
Yeah.
you feel like it's your turn and the person close to you, it's happening for them, and it's natural. You're going to feel like, well, what about me?
Yeah. And you
I
know
have to
what?
tell
I love it.
myself
I'm
it's
gonna
not my
stamp a
turn
couple
every
things.
time.
I want to stamp a couple things because people are like the comments are going crazy. Someone said, just kind of reiterating what you said about surround yourself with whole women. And I think this is such a real conversation because you got to be whole yourself to even stand next to somebody that's strong, right? Because it's the idea that you got to already check your own insecurities and own stuff as it's getting ready to come up. Like, for example, my best friend, my sister on here, she is a lawyer. She kills it. She's always doing different things. And she got a six pack, okay? And so there has been times where, like, just even on vacation or just, when we're together, that if I did not always check myself, someone was going to say, oh my God, she's so beautiful, even when both of us are sitting there. And then I have the great personality or whatever that is. But when you deeply love your group and your tribe, if she wins, if any person on this live wins, I am so happy for them. Like, it's my win too. I will announce it like it's mine. Like, when you had a book coming out, I'm like, yeah, we have a book. Did you get it yet? Like, it's crazy because I really believe in that, but I had to do the work on myself. I had to know that I was worth it. I had to know that I was beautiful despite anything. I had to know that I was good enough regardless. But that's real. That is real. And I think for me too, I've always looked to women who I want to be like. So there's someone who I wanted to be like, and it's a different, y'all. So y'all are tuning in and listen to us. It's not to take what they're doing and then you start doing that shit, because that's not what it is. Right? Because you
Oh,
know,
wait, no? Okay, let's stop there. That is a
okay.
point. But it's fine if you're honest from the get go. I feel like we
Oh,
don't
okay.
know how to have that conversation. So if someone comes around you and they're not saying anything, they just want to help you out, right? And it's all good. I want to help you out. You don't say you want to do exactly the same. I don't say I want to be an event planner. I don't say I want to
Right.
get into event design. But I'm just coming around like, girl, you my sis. I love what you're doing. Let me know if you need help. And then 2 weeks later, I would drop a whole thing with the same branding, same color, same name, same. That's weird. But if I come around you and I say, hey, Cassie, I love what you're doing. I would love to be an event planner as well. Can you
Yes.
help me out?
Yes.
That's different. But
Yes.
we're not vulnerable enough to say how we feel because of, I don't know where this came from. Honestly, I don't know
Yeah.
where it came from, but we're always supposed to be so strong and so unbothered, and so I can be the only one, that it's a problem. Like, I could care less about someone who's honest from the beginning. It's the sneaky
Right.
stuff that makes it weird.
Yeah, I think that's it. And I think that I think that in corporate worlds, sometimes women are knowing how to do that, like to network. I'm a huge networker. I love connecting with women. I love talking to people. And I think that at the same time, people have called me perhaps an opportunist in my life. You know what I mean? Because I've met the CEO of where I work. I've made sure to establish relationships and friendships and followed up. But I love that piece about mentoring. It's about mentoring. Anyone who DMs me, that's what I love about you too, because I don't know how you keep up with everybody, but you like follow up with everyone. And I try to do the same. And I think that when I see that in other people, you know, it makes me feel like, okay, great. I love how Nicole is going to make sure she follows back up and checks in with you. I want to do that. I think if we did more modeling of what needs to happen, then more women can start doing that. Because it's real. People ask me all the time, well, how did you get started? Or what made you do this? And I just tell them, you said in your book, the game is free. But that hustle,
Hustle. Hustle's a different ball game, and I feel like it's something that's in you. It's not really on you. So you could really take all the classes, you could read all the books, but there is nothing but inside that's going to make you get up and actually make a move, because it's scary, it's risky, it's all of the things, but that is something that is within, and that's not an outside thing. So I can want it for you, I can tell you how to do it, but if you're not going to get up and take the risk, we're all trying to avoid the uncomfortable part. We're all trying to avoid the being broke part. We're all trying to avoid the part of losing people that we love or not getting support. You just have to be so good that they can't ignore
they can't deny you. They cannot deny you. You can't
And
deny it.
they still gonna deny you, but it just you can't let it bother you. You can't let it bother you, because it's not about them. This is your journey and your vision, and you have to focus on something bigger than yourself for you to be able to maintain and do it. And I went to a conference and it said you go out into the war every day and you put up your flag and your tribe will find you. And it's the whole part is heartbreaking because you're at war, and sometimes this is lonely and it is very hard, especially you're dealing with all your own traumas and all your own emotions, and you have to put all that aside when it comes to business, because I have people who depend on me. I have employees, I have a full payroll now. It's like a thing, and I can't just decide I don't feel like it, like ever.
Answer this, finish this sentence. The last time I cried was
this morning, because I'm allergic to bug bites, and that whole glamorous photo shoot y'all saw, I had to take myself by the pool, and I'm allergic to mosquito bites, and now my leg is huge, so I'm sitting right here, and I took Benadryl, and I was like in that loopy stage of being tired. And I'm on this stupid diet, and I'm hungry, and I want some pancakes, and I'm tired of this pandemic. I want to go to brunch.
Excuse me, y'all. I'm gonna start crying right now. I'm on a diet too. Miss Tina's got me on this diet, and I'm down like 14 pounds, and it's great.
Yes.
But you know, but the shakes only, it's just, and the little meals. Listen, y'all, it's real. Yesterday, Nicole, I had, I'm an assistant principal by day, so I had, a full day call. I'm so tired of this curly weave. I did not want to come back in August with this curly. I was trying to get the hair done, but it's real. And I felt like I just wanted to cry and scream yesterday, y'all. I just wanted to cry and I just wanted to scream. And it was Friday night, and I couldn't cuddle with anyone. It was all this stuff, right? And I'm just like, but it's amazing how the next day, when that cry is over, even that moment is over, you get up and you put the glam on, and you add a little bit of mousse, and you just show up. Women, we just show up.
No matter what.
We show up because we have to. Listen, we all are just, walking around with masks on and COVID, and,
girl can't breathe, mustache,
love on people. It's hard. It's hard. And I want to ask you a question, and I want it to go a little deeper, because I know that we all see glam when we see you, right? And you do glamorous photo shoots. But when do you feel the most glam? Like, if you strip away those things, when are you at those things? When do you feel the most glam?
When do I feel the most glam? I feel like all the time. Like, the fact that I've moved into designing my own items, I literally love the process of taking something from my brain and making it come to life. I always wanted that Robin's dress from Waiting to Exhale. And even though, of course, I don't want to knock it off, but I put my own little tweaks to it. But
But listen, I'm still waiting on that in a 2X, okay? Because
got you, boo. Come over and be my fit model, because I am working on plus and I got to get the fit right, but that's really when
Oh,
I do. But I like candles. I have my flowers. I play my
yeah,
Luther.
yeah,
I can really dream anything up. I've always been a girl who's had an amazing imagination. I don't know,
yeah,
we have similar stories. When you've been where we've
yeah,
been, you got to kind of take yourself out of it and go somewhere else.
girl,
But I have an amazing
yeah,
imagination, and I'm goofy as hell. So I will sit here and laugh and have the most fun. I'm probably going crazy in my apartment, as we all are, but
yeah.
I have the
We
best
are.
time
Yeah.
all the time.
And I think we're creating our own magic in a way, right? Like we are magic as individuals and as women, but then it's up to you to create it. And so there's times where like I have just like I get flowers from my house every week. And ladies, I'm not spending, $40. I just go to Target. I mean, not Target, Trader Joe's, and I'll just get a different bunch. But I create magic and I create things that make me happy and that bring that to me, like, and it's about tapping in. Like you have to sit with yourself. I love how you said that in the morning. You talk to God first and then you talk to self. And just like search yourself for a second. Like, what am I missing? And nobody else is gonna bring it. Cause listen, I'm still waiting on my Jay-Z Barack mix and he hasn't shown up yet. But and I'm waiting on him and he's gonna come. And I'm saying that prayer that
Yes.
that everybody's prayed for, the Sierra prayer, the Kari Parker prayer, the Nick B prayer from last week. But no one is going to create the magic for us.
That is what I wrote my dedication in my book for the girls who had to save themselves. Like, you just have to go for it. Like, and there's nothing wrong with wanting it all. Like, you can want the money and the honey. You can want it all. Like, tell me where I don't know if there's water buffalo or like the water hole has dried up on the Jay-Z and the rocks, but girl, it's even harder with this pandemic. I mean, just, my face is the most magical part, and that's halfway covered up. So,
so we're doing the extra blinks through the mask. I'm like, blink, 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 blink.
like,
We're being crazy. All right, let's keep it going. Finish this sentence. The most powerful lesson my father taught me
is I feel like I have two. My dad always used to tell me I just was talking about this with someone the other day, like being pretty or beautiful is what people celebrate and it's on the outside. But my family really didn't gush over those things. I didn't know I was cute until I got out of high school, halfway cute. And he always said, don't be a stick in the mud and let your hair down and have some fun. Nobody likes to stick in the mud. You can be the most beautiful person in the world, but if you dry, it doesn't matter. So we can all fake it on social media, but the girl is a whole vibe in person. And me and my friends laugh so hard till we snort. And it's just so much fun to have some personality. Also, he taught me to have my own. And that's my own money, my own thoughts, my own everything. And I know as long as Mr. Armstead is breathing, I have a place to go in this world and that I have my own. I remember talking about going to dinner, right? This is like when you're starting a date, right? And my dad would be like, please don't be that girl who ordering everything off the menu if you can't pay for it. Because that means some man is going to think that you owe him something. So always have your own thoughts, your own money, your own thing going on for yourself, because you cannot look for. I was reading a poem that was talking about you can't find home in other people. Like you just, if you don't have your own thoughts and your own, something, a life for yourself, if someone leaves you, you'll be devastated.
Yeah. You can't find your home in someone else. Wow. But so many of us are looking for a place to call home, right? And I think, damn, that's deep. That home has to be in your heart. Home has to be with you. Home has to be, where your place is. That I love that. You can't find your home in someone else. That's it, girl. Because somebody else is outside, girl. Somebody else is outside with a box, shivering.
Outside quick. And it's like as soon as you do that, they can smell it on you. Like, as soon as you put all of that, and then happiness too. Happiness is a very personal thing. And if you put all that onto someone, that's a huge burden on a lot of people. I'm sure we've all had that one person in our life who's so draining. And it's like they unload all of their crap onto you. And it's just like a weight. And no one will be able to handle that. And I have focused in my 30s have been the best years of my life because I know happiness is an inside job.
Yeah. Doesn't 30s feel good? I'm 30. I'm 36. And you just turned 35, right, boo?
I turned 36.
Listen, but doesn't it feel so good? I thought I knew so much at 26. I was literally in this rat race of like checking off boxes. Like, okay, I want a husband, I want a baby, I want this, and girl, at 35, I was like, I don't want none of that no more.
Girl, I thought that I wanted to be a kindergarten teacher, live in Lakewood with a white picket fence, and I just, maybe get like, a regular little, life, and I would just be so happy. And still part of me inside wants that, but I did not realize there was such a big, bright, beautiful world, and everything that I saw I wanted. And the 30s are everything. My 20s, I was a whole mess, crying in my closet, but I just want that 20-year-old, take the 20-year-old boobs back. But other than that, like everything.
I'll take the
No, I wouldn't. I just wish I could talk to that 20-year-old self and tell her what's about to happen.
It's real, and I think that it goes back to really that self-discovery piece that all of our ladies who've been on the show that you've gotten to that place of like really understanding who you are and your purpose, because the other things are just things. I was looking for a husband to make me complete and fill my voids, and he couldn't. I was looking for Kylie, my little baby, who's a child herself, to like be my person and never leave me and never abandon me because of my abandonment issues. And girl, Kylie's a whole mood. Kylie's like, oh no, I'm doing me. So it's this point of, or even, the career. You can have a career that goes, and then you have a roadblock, and then you have COVID, and you have to pivot. And so there's been so many things as women that we were actually socialized to believe that you do this and you do this and then you'll feel this way. If you think about the 1950s, the commercials, the woman had the little apron on, and even though it's cutesy and baking her apple pie, she probably cried herself to sleep at night.
Girl, it was probably a nightmare, because I'm looking at now, girl, ooh, the pressure was on. Everybody probably is getting a new boo by now. Those first few months of quarantine, when you had to be in the house looking at that man all the time, cooking and cleaning and washing, and no.
It was insane. I was like, no, I still have my cleaning people come in, like, come on in and wear a mask. I can't do all that. And women, ladies, you gotta figure out your lane. You cannot do all of that. You cannot maintain a house and be the super mommy and have your own career and entrepreneur and a sex kitten and this, and then be woke and then meditate and then work out. I mean, if you can't, I don't know, like, you hold on together. No, we put too much on ourselves, and it's too sad that it takes us to get to 36 and then 40 and then 50 to see.
Because we're not having, that's why you're here, friend, to have these amazing conversations out loud. I was raised by my grandmother, and there was a disconnect, I feel, with the younger generation. So she really didn't explain a lot of things to me early that she could have saved me from. Like, I would tell my little daughter, give these men hell, do what you need to do, have your own, stop chasing them, like, stop replacing them, like, just
listen,
keep it going.
Replace, okay? Yeah.
But my dad used to tell me that all the time. You're a girl who gets to choose, and make sure that you're doing the choosing.
You're a girl who gets to choose. I wish every little girl could understand that. Because so oftentimes we just take what's given us. This is on my plate, okay. This is yours, okay. We get to choose.
That's what the whole fairy tale is about.
That's it. Answer this question. What would you tell your 7th grade self? What would you tell her?
Give them all hell. That's what I would tell them. Give them all hell. Because 7th grade, I was in Cerritos. I was like one of the 5 probably black girls at my school, and I was lost in the sauce. I wasn't cool enough for the cool kids. I was all the way nerdy. I would just say give them hell, because you are going to grow up to be a special
Yeah.
little thing. And this is nothing compared to what God has for you. So just give them hell, because I didn't know. My
Yeah.
feet were too big, girl. I had a
Yeah.
saxophone. I used to try to hide that saxophone in the bushes. My dad thought it was so important for me to play an instrument. So I
Yeah.
used to have to ride the bus with the saxophone that was as big as me. That was not cute. That was not a good look. And my feet were big. My ears were big. It was all wrong. But if she knew what she would be one day, whew,
Yeah.
she would have been giving him hell.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's just this idea of like asking that seventh grade girl, I work with young girls, and Miss Tina already starts to tap into like, what are you passionate about? What do you love? Because if your dad would have asked you, you'd have said, I don't love this saxophone. You know what I mean?
Hated
Like,
that saxophone.
but I think, our parents are doing the best they can do, and they're trying to expose us to different things and different things. But if we could, I think I just want to settle this idea. If we could choose, Lord, if we could choose, if we could have a
I
choice.
imagine I loved fashion then. I was coming downstairs with my spring collection then. If they
Yeah.
had honed in on that instead of wanting me to be this corporate person, like, Dad, I'm not going to be the next Miles Davis, I'm sorry. But if they had honed in on that, who knows? But then it all worked out the way that it's supposed to, right?
It always
So,
does.
but I do
It
wish
always,
that they paid a little bit more attention.
yeah. It always does. I think that segues into like, everything's gonna work out, ladies. You guys are in here. You guys tuned in with us today. We have some time for a few questions that may come up, but everything is gonna work out. Even when you are in the fire, even when you are in the earthquake from last week, shook up. Like, I'm gonna be in the fire next time. I'm gonna still cry, but I'm gonna be fanning myself because I know that it's gonna cool off and it's gonna work out.
Girl, I have always had inappropriate laughter. This is what I used to get whoopings for as a kid. I think everything is funny. This, in relationships, this is one of the biggest things that guys talk about. I think everything is funny. I don't know what it is about me. I think I'm like a little off or something. Something is definitely wrong with me. But everything is funny, because now it's just when stuff happens, once you've been to the bottom, it's just like I just laugh because this is like a
Yep.
joke. Like, this just,
Yep.
what else? Like, it's always going to be something. So that's what keeps me sane, is having the ability to laugh at it all.
Just laugh at it, laugh and cry, but you will get through it. And I think that's the biggest thing. And I think that that's the beautiful part about you, babe. Like, hearing your story, reading your book, being your girlfriend. Yasmin was on here earlier, I think, and she said we are her fairy tale girlfriends. And so you are just a fairy tale, and you just keep going and keep going. People are watching. You inspire us. And, we got to keep these real conversations going because we need it. It's healing. And the time is now, you guys. We have time for a few questions. If you have a burning question or a comment, put it in the chat box. And I'm going to save this live. People are saying, do you save it? I save it. It'll be on my page. Y'all can still send it to your friends. Take some more notes, because I'm going to have to rewatch one more time again just to take it all in. Yay. It's coming. And makeup. Didn't she give us a beat today too, y'all? She just gave us all together, honey. Someone said she's been inspired by you since 2017. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, thank you.
So what are you doing for the rest of the day, baby?
Girl, I'm trying to get this leg to go down because nobody has time for this whole swollen leg. And I'm just going to chill in my house. What can I do? Somebody want to go to Nobu? Like, I really would love to, go somewhere, but I'm scared. Girl, every time somebody sneezes or coughs, I'm like...
Here's a question. How do you know when to take your dream to the next step? How do you know when to take your dream to the next step? And another question is, how do you keep going even if you feel unsupported? So how do you know when to take your dream to the next step? And then how do you keep going even when you feel unsupported?
I would say it's never gonna be perfect. It's never gonna be the right time. I say calculated risk. Of course, don't throw all your money away and you're going to be homeless or anything, but it's never going to be perfect. All your ducks will never be in a row. You better
Yeah.
drag those ducks and head across the street. So that's the best that you can do. I would say talk to professionals, find a good mentor, find a good advisor, really just take calculated risks. And it's risky, but you're not going to die. You'll be fine, I promise. And then, what do I do when I feel unsupported?
Unsupported. Yeah.
I'm not competitive or whatever. I'm very competitive when I get my mind on something. I'm never want to be here for to be second best. But
Right.
when I don't feel supported, I'm just going to be so good that you're going to be sorry. I actually like it. You really need some haters in your life so that you could show them what's up. If everybody is cheering for you all the time, I don't want a bunch of yes men around me. My office and my team, they snatch me all the time. I'll be thinking I'm doing something and they'll be like, no, boo-boo, that's not it. That looks crazy. Don't do that. You're better than that. And that's a challenge that I need. As far as people closest to you, sometimes they just don't get it. And it's not for them. There's a lot of people who don't get it. I just said that I want a garçon in the summer, the sunroom to be prepared. Some people don't want a sunroom. It's just not for them. They can come visit me in mine. But sometimes you have to realize who you're doing it for. Are you doing it for yourself and for God, or are you doing it for other people? Because if you're doing it for other people, nobody's going to really mess with your movement until it's moving. I say this all the time. If you see somebody on the side of the road standing next to their car, is somebody going to jump out and help them? Probably not, but that looks scary. But if you are being that person that's down there trying to fix your tire, or you're getting out trying to push, usually someone's going to jump out that car and help you. And that's how you find your people. So those are just not your people, and they're not supposed to be supporting you anyway.
Right. That's it. Find your people. Find your people. Because when you find them, it feels like home, even though home is within yourself and in your heart. But when you find your people, man, it's no
a totally different vibe. And I've been there in different stages, and I don't like that lump in my throat, and I know what it feels like when the closest person to you. I will give an example. My grandmother is not the most emotionally available person. She's not going to gush over me and tell me that I'm the most beautiful girl in the world and she's so proud of me. But when I needed her the most, she has shown up for me in many other ways. And sometimes you have to find out what that person's love language is. If you're looking for that, you might be looking for words of affirmation, but they might be on something totally different. And you might have wanted their, I've always wanted to hear those words, but maybe I wasn't asking the right question. One day I had to ask my mom in life, what is she really proud of? And just recently she said, I'm pretty proud of you and what you've done. And I had never heard her, gush those words when I'm just walking into the door. But maybe I wasn't asking the right question. And give somebody something to be proud of. Be that person, and that has to be within you, because if you're looking for it outside, it's always going to feel so empty. And half of these people are raggedy I'm sorry, I'm going to say it. Sometimes people haven't figured their own self out, and you're worried about what they're going to do for you, and they can't even support themselves.
Yeah, that's real. One of my best friends, Blanca, is on the live with us, and she, at 36, her father just passed away. But she had been longing for him to say, I'm so proud of you. And I'm so happy that she got that moment. I'm happy that you got that moment, because people are rooting for us. People, they might help you carry the stuff upstairs, Nicole, right? They might help you, and it all doesn't look one way. I love that. That's a great way to pin it, is that the love and the support doesn't always look one way.
It doesn't.
Some people might just come and sit with you, but they're not going to rub your back, but they're sitting there literally in the space with you. Some people might just send you a text or hold you accountable. Some people might just, just send you flowers. People have different ways.
And we have to speak up. That's another thing with our culture about being vulnerable. We have to speak up. I have been friends with people, and I'm like, hello, you're in this strange lady's comments every day cheering her on and all of this, and you ain't said nothing about the fire I just dropped. But I have that relationship with my friends. Hello, get over here and like and get in my post, repost my stuff. If that's what I want you to do, like, come on, speak up and say it. Meanwhile, we're immature and we will sit there and be like, oh, she never says anything for me. You ain't never said anything, so what are you mad at? If you didn't say it, maybe she doesn't want to repost you. Maybe she doesn't want to repost you because she actually wants to do what you're doing and she doesn't want people to think she's copying you when she does it. You'll never know if you don't say anything.
Yeah. Damn. What a lie, y'all. What a lie. I mean, what a... People are like, that's a word. That's a word. You got to ask the right questions. Tell people what you need. And if they can't do it, then they're not your people. They're not there to give you
or
that
they
advice.
just might not be able to do that. Like in my office, I have different type of people that work there. My assistant was just on here, Natalie, for example. She's not going to scream my name. She's not going to be a out loud cheerleader, but when I need to write out, she's going to be right there with me. When I say I have an idea, she's going to come with a plan to execute. She's going to do all of those things, but is she going to googly eye and twirl my hair? No.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, we love that, Natty. Nicole, this has been an incredible hour. Everybody in here, the comments are going crazy. I hope you guys have enjoyed this. So many keys, so many nuggets, so much real. And I mean, y'all, this wasn't even how real as we could get. I wish y'all could see our DMs. Like, as we get real in the DMs. But thank you for giving me this hour. I love you. Thank you for always supporting me. I can't wait to be the plus size model when it comes out. And I just keep going. I'm rooting for you. I believe in you. And I just adore you. Thank y'all for tuning in, you guys.
You too. Bye.
Bye, baby.